So recently there's been a few stories in the news about police and NHS recruitment essentially making it quite difficult for white candidates to apply, making it clear that diverse, inverted commas, candidates are desirable. And this doesn't surprise me. I'm sure it won't surprise many other people, as this has been going on in a really widespread practice in the state sector. It's as if they think white people are so last year or even last decade, and they're all about the diversity. So I was thinking about why this has happened. I mean, when I first started researching woke waste, one thing I found really interesting was the number of state funded PhD students, foreign students in the university sector. I couldn't get my head around it. I thought there'd been some sort of mistake, because we hear a lot about how foreign students are propping up the university system, which also has no money. And I do actually think that it's quite unethical how the university sector uses foreign students. I don't believe that's right either, that they should be charged inordinate amounts of money to subsidise the University of Hertfordshire roundabout or wherever else is about to fail. I don't think that's right. But also, I noticed that these places, some really poor institutions, are getting taxpayer funding and awarding it to foreign students. And I'm sure there are some fantastic foreign students doing actually important research in the UK, but there are also a lot of others doing completely stupid degrees. For instance, I wrote for The Telegraph about one woman who is from India, and she has been funded to study, this is her PhD, it's about decolonising early years education, and that's taking place at the University of Edinburgh. And I wrote this whole piece in The Telegraph about it if you want to find out more. But why are we funding her PhD? This was the question that I really have not had any idea of for quite a long time. And I'm not going to argue that I completely know for definite that this is the answer. But I believe that what's happening sort of behind the scenes in terms of the diversity foreign funding push is to do with votes. I really got this idea from looking at Elon Musk's Twitter when he was talking about leftists voting tactics and how they get coalitions. And the left, I mean, this is the left that are going to subsidise foreign arrivals more, not even talking about hotels, talking about things like the PhDs. You know, all those things can be used to woo the immigrant vote, and I'm putting that in quotation marks because I don't want to generalise about a whole cohort of people. You know, some people within that cohort will completely agree with me and think that the system's got out of control. But, for a lot of people that newly arrive in Britain, you can win them over with lots of these policies. And I believe that's kind of what's been happening, especially as Commonwealth students. So students from the Commonwealth can vote in elections. So the more that universities have them, the more that's the voter base for the left. The left are also, the Labour Party are trying to get votes for 16s arranged. So they will do a lot of things to try and cement their power for as long as possible. I think that makes the most sense for the diversity drive across the state sector, because what they're trying to do with the diversity targets is they essentially say, okay, we need, for diversity, this incredible concept, which is just arbitrarily creating a jigsaw of people to do with their skin colours and intersecting parts. It's incredibly dehumanising, and it's not what, the people that don't like it for the same, they see it as part of the horseshoe theory. It's on the same continuum as racism because it's judging people by immutable characteristics, just to make that clear. But what they're doing is, if they have a 30% sort of ethnic minority quota and they can't hit that domestically, they can't get it from the British people, there are not enough ethnic minority women who want to study this particle science or something like that, they will say, okay, well, we had to recruit abroad, we had to go and look in that population, and that creates more people to come over here and a potential voter base. I think there's other reasons at stake. I mean, there's definitely an open border lobby in Britain across the charity sector and other parts of the state sector. Some of that's going to be driven by like Marxists that don't believe in the nation state. But we are also looking at leftists who want power, look at people as cohorts. This will sound really obvious to some. I mean, Elon Musk said it and a lot of people agree with him in the left, but they are looking for voting coalitions. And Labour will also not care what I think of their policies in terms of not liking this foreign funding of PhD students. They don't necessarily care what you think. That's the point with these voting coalitions. They don't have to be liked. They just have to get the tactics in place to cement power, and that involves wooing new cohorts. And it also might explain Downing Street's messages for every other celebration than Easter. So there you have it. That's my take on state-funded diversity.